Yo, what's going on, guys? Gonna be playing some Dark Harvest Evelynn in the jungle. Whenever Evelynn is hyper viable, so a top 10 jungler or better, Dark Harvest becomes a great option on her. It lets you kill more targets and get more Dark Seal and Magi stacks more consistently. So basically, you want to path into your bot lane to fight as many targets as possible. This game, it's not 100% ideal because it's Morgana, not necessarily easy to gank because Black Shield Snare, and then Caitlyn not easy to gank because of her net mechanic, but we'll make it work. I'm going to go ahead and path top initially for the best leash possible, and then we're going to path bot with Boots and Dark Seal, because if we don't even have Dark Seal, ganking bot lane is kind of there's really not a huge point in it, because the whole point is, oh, you can get multiple Dark Seal stacks, multiple mesh stacks, etc. So for our build, we have Dark Harvest, Sun Impact, Eyeball with Ultimate Hunter. You can go for Relentless Hunter. I went for Ultimate though, for Absolute Gathering, double AP and armor. Relentless Hunter is better if you think you have super easy ganks early on. I don't think I do though. Ganking for Cass or ganking their bot lane early on is going to be hard, so I'd rather have Ultimate Hunter. The reason why: Ultimate Hunter doesn't do anything till you're level 6. Relentless Hunter is doing something the whole game. That's the main thought process on that. Go and smite that since it had 600 health and Gromp was up. We might as well start on this with both abilities. We see our mid lanes playing up. I assume their bot lane. Okay, never mind. Jin's using his abilities on the wave. I'm glad I'm pathing away from my bot right now. Zerath's poke with Jin's grenade. Jin might actually be able to outpush the Caitlyn. Seeing a lot of Jin lately. Evelynn playing against magic resist tanks like Nunu and Amumu are not good matchups. If you're going to be playing against magic resist tanks, you have to be playing crisp. Be staying alive, good pathing, and don't take any ganks you don't think you're going to get a kill on. I'm not worried about Amumu invading me, so I'll go ahead and take Q. If you're up against a champion who probably wants to kill you in your jungle, like a Warwick, Graves, Kindred, make sure you get your W at level 3. That way, when they show up, you have that extra ability, plus you can go gank instead if they push you out of your jungle. Otherwise, getting double points in Q clears a little bit faster, so you're not having to wait for the W to materialize. So 2 points in Q is better for this. Trying to keep vision of bush, that way he can't sneak up on me and maybe steal it, because even if you are against a jungler who doesn't typically invade, you never know if they are. That was a bad Q. Got him before his auto could go off. We'll go ahead and pop our potion, and with leash we just did a 3-minute 8, 3-minute 9 full clear. If you take W level 3, then it's usually going to be more of a 315, 320. Use our potion as we finish up. We want to come deep behind this guy before he sees us. Got W on him. He's going to go in bush to try to break vision. Auto attack into E. And I want to make sure I get it ideally. So I'm going to go ahead and wait, hold my auto, and then finish him off with the Q. Because we need the early gold more than Sion does. Sion just needs CS to get buff up his maximum health. Amumu can't solo us here. Like, even though Amumu is hard for us to fight, especially once he's level 6 and up and he's tanky, like right now he can't solo us. Evelynn's solo capabilities against lower damage champions early on, as long as Evelynn has high HP, you can win those fights. I don't know if this is warded or not. I should probably just look for the recall instead. I think she's going to stop my recall here. Yep. Big surprise. I'm kind of soaking XP, which I don't really want to do. I'm going to go top real quick. I think Amumu probably started top path to bot. The fact he didn't show up on this scuttle. Really, any jungler can finish their full clear by 330 for the most part. And he wasn't over here, which means most likely... Okay. So it looks like I was wrong. He's coming for the top gank. I'm going to hold on to my W. And use it just as a slow. Flash, auto attack, E reset. She's kind of out of mana here, so it's going to be hard for her to kill me. I'm going to heal. Look at my passive. Okay, now my mid isn't reacting. She's dead. She literally just killed herself. She doesn't have the mana. Auto attack, E reset. That's really, really solid though. That's really, really good for us. If you haven't dealt damage or taking damage from enemies for a couple of seconds, your passive will kick in and start giving you a lot of healing. A lot of people don't realize that. We'll go ahead and grab boots, Dark Seal. Our ganks are panning out really well, so we could even push for tier 2 boots here. Instead, I'm going to push double amp tome. Tier 2 boots rush is a little risky on Evelynn, because a lot of times right when you buy them, all of a sudden you can't gank anything, and now you're clearing your camp slower than you would have if you just built AP. For those of you wondering why I didn't W the Amumu, I didn't want him to just like flash away. I wanted him to get closer and closer and closer until I was basically in melee range anyways. If you activate your W early, it's just a slow. If you wait, It's a charm. And it only damages monsters. It doesn't actually do any damage against champions other than shredding some magic resist, which it's percent based. So right now, the W doesn't help you do much extra damage against champs. We had more HP than Amumu, plus we're a stronger soloist champion than him. There's no way he could fight us there. Also, I had red buff and he didn't. He had blue buff, so I guess we both started bot side clear top. Most junglers do end up doing that for the best leash possible from bot lane. To where red buff is way more useful in a fight to the death because it's a damage and slow versus blue buff mana regen, which is pretty much useless for most junglers. And blue buff also gives a tiny little bit of ability haste. So we're almost level 6 pre 7 minute. That's really good. I'm going to start trying to play for my bot lane to get those Dark Harvest stacks. I see a Mumu's bot. We could look for an invade on him. You don't want to spend too much time trying to farm the enemy jungler's camps unless that's your best possible option, because your other options are limited. Because you take their camps 20% slower than your own. So if you could choose between taking a Herald or a Dragon instead of taking their camps, that's what you should do. Or if you have an easy kill, like mid right now. Okay, Morgana, get the slow. She's at least low. She has to reset. She's about to walk into me. These guys are trolling a little bit. Morgana doesn't have a snare. I wonder if they're gonna fight this. Nah, they don't want to fight it. They know. Okay, I need to go gank something. She laid her control word here. That's annoying. It looks like Kiana managed to solo cast after we had already soaked the Kiana ignite and gotten her flash. That's super unfortunate. Kiana's probably going to reset from here. I need to finish pushing the wave though. This wave's already pushing into the Kiana, so if I can dump this, it's going to either force her to stay or force her to basically miss all these minions. Now we can go for Dragon off that since she reset. She doesn't even have to go mid. Looks like she wants to. Amumu is going to be here. I don't know if he's going to be 6 or not, but regardless, he's going to be really low as he walks into us and go for his Raptors here. Alright, looks like he knew somehow. It's a bit of a bummer. He just assumed, I suppose. He's not level 6 yet, and he's missing a lot of HP. I could crack him super fast. And hit him with the WQ and the E. Down he goes. We need to back off. I don't know where Kiana is. Okay, I see where she is now. Could probably do something bot here. Dragon's also up. We could take that while the Amumu's dead. Love to get a double Dark Harvest here. The minions are in a weird spot. I kind of need Zerath to push up a bit. You go ahead and E in. Hit them both with an R. And they got absolutely destroyed there. The Jhin Zerath follow-up is super easy under turret since they both have long range. So remember, you can dodge a turret shot with your R and reset aggro off to a teammate. So try to do that when you're in a dive. Try to let the turret at least hit you once and then let another shot be in midair before you use it. So you're essentially taking 2 shots but only taking damage from one of them. We can drop W on this. I wouldn't recommend it if the enemies are going to show up, but the fact that their bot lane's dead, I feel pretty safe. Since I needed to drag it back and we already had Q and E on cooldown, we're maximizing spacing and damage output through W here, since it does do 300 damage against monsters at the moment. No one's helping us on Dragon. You shouldn't really be trying to take Dragons on Evelynn until you are kind of at least level 6, because you'll be delaying your level 6, and if you die on Dragon and you're not 6, you'll be so far behind it's hard to come back into the game. So Evelynn's super snowball heavy. If you can get 3 kills but you're going to die and blow all of your shutdown gold and lose your dark seal stacks, it's not worth it. You have to play extremely conservative in terms of how you're willing to spend your lives on Evelynn. You never want to die on her ever. There's very few exceptions to where you're coin flipping to stop them from getting Dragon Soul. That's pretty much it. Very few situations. Max E second, typically W last. Oh, it's warded. That sucks. My R is about to be up though. There's a control word in that bush. My support isn't going to go break it either. Oh, I got my slow on her. Bop her with my E. Dark Harvest is now off of cooldown. Once you kill the target or after 45 seconds, It's not on cooldown. We're gonna E into her here with Q. I didn't even bother to R because I knew we were gonna be able to kill her, so I still get my Dark Seal stack, Dark Harvest, and I'm still chilling on R. This bush is warded though. I would like to kill the Morgana. Your teammates should break the control words for you, because if you're having to do it, the control word already served its purpose of telling the enemies exactly where you are. So that's why your teammates are supposed to break it for you, so you still have that pressure value across the map. People don't realize that. They're just like, well, it means more to Evelynn than it does to me, so she should have to break it. It's really ignorant. They don't realize how much value you give to the team by the enemies not knowing you're there versus, I don't want to have to break it. It's so silly. I have R, Morgana's mid. Amumu's Herald. Caitlyn's gonna die here. We're gonna hit her with a QWE. Down she goes. The minion shouldn't be able to see me in the bush low-key, but sometimes minions cheat. Ignite gives true vision. It gives vision of you, but she didn't ignite me. But sometimes minions cheat like that. Monsters always cheat, but minions don't always cheat. We'll grab mesh, we'll grab this, we'll go for this. You generally shouldn't get mesh until you're 10 stack Dark Seal, especially for someone who has trouble dying, because when mesh isn't even at 10 stacks, the cost is not justified for the item. At 10 stacks, it gives 10% bonus movement speed. At that point, the cost of the item is justified. So right now, it's hard to justify unless I can go out and get some stacks without dying. You pretty much always go Rocket Belt on Evelynn. If you absolutely refuse to use activatable items, instead go for Night Harvester. Unfortunately, Night Harvester is extremely underpowered, and there's very few champions that can take that as their main mythic. Evelynn, her win rate across her top 6 most picked and highest win rate builds, not a single one of them uses it. It's on her lower win rate builds for players who do not like to use activatable items because they either forget or they just don't like using them. Rocket Belt makes it way easier to land Charm, even if they flash away, since it's a dash and a speed up without even having to touch them. Rocket Belt lets you pretty much always land Charm, which makes things usually a guaranteed kill. Slower, auto attack, E reset, pop her with the R, and we're chilling, dude. She's gonna think we reset here because she has vision. She's gonna think we reset. Boom, we're not resetting. Wait till I'm invisible. She's gonna cross over for bot lane most likely here. I'll just go there myself. I've broken 2 or 3 control words bot lane already. These guys have run out. I'm moving fast off of Mej, like really, really fast. Hit her with a WQ. Down she goes. We could stay for this turret, honestly. Or at least push these minions so the wave full resets. We're getting a lot of golden XP here, and they're gonna miss these minions to where they're losing a lot of golden XP. I don't ping Jhin directly, but I ping near him, and then I'm gonna ping the dragon. Avoid putting pings directly on top of your teammates, because people don't take that well. For example, if you're pinging like the enemies are coming, ping where the enemies are and not directly on your teammate's head. You give them higher quality information without them feeling like personally attacked. So there he did exactly what I said. I'm like, hey, let's do dragon. And so he walked over there, he's like, okay, it's not up yet. Now he's just kind of wandering around waiting to do dragon. That's exactly what we're gonna do. I ping the Morgana. I'll hit her with a Q auto E reset. The reason why you do that is just to weave in a little bit more damage. And your E also has more range than your autos. I'm out of there. I'm not sticking around for that. I got the Dark Harvest stack. And I'm not going to let him kill me, just in case he had R. He has a lot of items, honestly. You see how I've healed so much? I can straight up run him down. Got him. I'm moving faster than him. I'm tier 2 boots plus Mez. He's tier 1 boots. He can't move faster than me like that. I can run him down. Just got to be patient. Close the distance before I throw out my skill shot. So as I slowly close in. This is how you have to play against tanks. You have to play super clean. If you're not fed, you have to avoid 2v2s versus them, but you can usually win the solos. I really shouldn't give it to her, and she's... ignorant isn't the right adjective, but it's very one-sided for her to do that, because she's 0 and 4, and she's not really giving anything to our team in terms of like direct value. So yeah, it's just one of those things. If your teammate comes for it like that, if you already level 6, you can let them have it. If you're not level 6, I would not give it to them though, because you need your R and Evelynn desperately. Desperately. See Zach's top. Evelynn doesn't really play for Heralds much anymore. If the enemies are much stronger than you and their team's fed, then sure, you'll have to give up the first 2 dragons and play for Herald to get gold advantage, but that's worst case scenario, really. Zone needs to hit the turret. Get her with smite, slow her down, land my Q, auto attack E reset, and 2R. Oh, I can't move. I need to 2R sooner. So me dying there is actually really bad. That's not worth it at all. From a fresh perspective, it's easy to think, oh, you guys killed 2 of them. It's worth. You kill 2, they only kill 1. No, they got 1,000 gold off me. Because I had an additional 700 gold. Now there's only an additional 300 gold if they kill me. So they'll get 600 gold from this death. But last death, they got 1,000 gold total. We at most got 600 combined off of them. Plus I lost some mesh stacks. Definitely Rocket Bell. I'm thinking it's a Banshees type of game. If you're fed, Banshees, you'll usually get 3rd item, maybe 4th. In a game like this, where they have so much hard CC, 1 Mork Snare, 1 Amumu Q, 1 Kiana Stun, 1 Kiana R, 1 Zac E, I'm gonna die. They have so much CC, I won't be able to move. And you may say, well, why not go Merc Treads? It's not gonna help me against the Zac displacements. Zac has 3 displacements, and Merc Treads don't help with that. W, Rocket Belt, QE. Down she goes. Notice how I'm still using my W, just not in a way to where they can react to it. That way I'm still getting off the slow without them having time to run away from my charm. Gotta stay alive here. I need 1 more monster camp to finish my jungle item. One more monster camp. Ooh, Sion did a lot of damage there. Get with the charm. I'm gonna go ahead and R out nice and early. I don't feel like dying. I also got a Dark Harvest stack out of that. We got the AoE damage on E and Q to get the kill there. Path behind the Zerath just in case Caitlyn has R. Looks like Caitlyn's getting chased down right now by a Sion. Dude, you just need to hit the turret. You got all of her health back. We also have Rocket Belt. If she throws Q, I can kill. She does have Zhonya's though, so maybe not. It's not worth dying for this. Yeah, she didn't use her Zhonya's in time. Ripperoni, pepperoni. I had flash to get out if I needed to. I think Amumu is alive. Pull this into the bush a little bit. Is she actually going to try to take this from me? I'm going to save E to smite it with. Yeah, she's crazy, man. I let her have my blue, and then she's trying to take, like, red. For those of you wondering, well, why not let her have it? Red does give health regeneration. First of all, she can just reset. She's already low anyways. Secondly, as a jungler, your jungle item gives you increased experience for monster camps. So her getting that just kind of hurts the team. It's time for the Banshee's Veil here. It's going to be much harder for them to find a pick on me because it's going to block the first CC and I'll have time to R away. Plus, I'll be taking obviously less damage from the Zac, Amumu, Morgana since they're mostly magic damage and Banshees gives magic resist. If you're behind, Banshees is typically the wrong item to go because it's not the same type of damage output as Lichbane or Rabadon. Oftentimes, if you have a full stacked mesh, you should be pushing for Rabadon second or third item. In this case, like I said, I need survivability because if they have to get 1 lucky CC on me, I'm gonna die because they have so much. They have like over 6 seconds of CC if they put it on me. Go for Banshees here, and then we'll go for Rabadon. Rabadon typically at the latest, not counting boots or Mej as a full item, counting these as like partials. Rabadon at the latest on Evelynn, you typically get 3rd item. Getting it 4th is pretty late, and then getting it 5th is turbo late. There's very few exceptions you'd want to do that. Sometimes, if they're all squishy and you just want more movement speed like a Lich Cosmic for more survivability and more chase down, then you could go for that. But they have 2 tanks to where having the extra damage from Rabadon helps out a lot because your E does percent base like max out damage to where the more magic damage you have, the more you can shred tanks, even if they're giga tanky. I get the charm. That means his magic resist is shredded. Rocket Belt into him, finish him off. Scion's coming. Dodge that out. He almost got it. I'll flash for this. Ah, never mind. She's playing too far deep. Missed my Q. I should be able to survive this, though. I have the extra survivability from HP on Rocket Belt, plus she's not turbo fed. Down she goes. I still have my Dark Harvest stack ready as well, because I got it refreshed off of her. Since we'd actually gotten the kill, we don't have to wait the 45 seconds. To get the speed up. I'm going to get an R out just in case. I don't know if that's going to kill me or not. It would have been really close. I probably could have lived with 50 health. Keep in mind, the turrets get heated up with consecutive shots against champions, and they do more and more damage, up to, I think it's like 2.5 or 3 times more damage total. So I'm not going to risk dying there. That'd be really dumb. You might say, well, why not just R sooner? I thought I might be able to get away without having to use R to begin with. Yeah, and I could have just R'd, killed her faster, and taken less damage, but I thought I could get out without having to actually use it there. Playing for Drag Soul. Kills don't win you the game. You could have 5,000 kills on Evelynn and still lose, because every time you die, they get 1,000 gold. So make sure you're still getting the dragons whenever it's an easy setup, like you already get a kill on the map and they can't contest, like we're doing here. Because eventually we are going to get picked and died, most likely. Gonna bush camp. They might push out for this wave here. For here, we could try to set up Baron, but we haven't taken inhib yet. They just popped the plant topside. I have R. I could grab a quick kill. That plant's right there, so it's making me nervous. If I stand here, they're gonna pop it. You're gonna die here. Wait, she actually didn't die from that. Oh my gosh. It's because she has Hex Drinker. It's a lot of magic resist, completely countering my Sork Shoes, plus the shield itself, plus Merc Treads. They're stacking a lot of magic resist, even though our team is triple physical damage. Whoa, never mind. Double physical, triple magic. That's actually good of them then. Zurath, Cass, and me are magic damage. Scion, Jin are physical. Luckily, Jin has a lot of gold, so it's giving high value. Very high value indeed. They're fighting mid. There's no reason to really be fighting there, though. Or no rush, I should say. I don't have my R. Finish her off. Caitlyn took off my banshees with her stupid net. She's gonna net over that wall. R to get to her. She used her heals. She's going really quick. She can't outrun me though, because I have Mej. So I'm moving really fast. The rest probably just gonna kill her here though. Yeah, his burn gets her from Leandri's. He also went demonic. Kind of interesting. Okay, yeah, so the patch is live now. It was live a little bit ago. It's sometimes they do part 2 of patches if certain things are really unbalanced. And basically demonic for a while has been pretty useless on range champs, because it was doing like 0.8% max health damage instead of 1%. And on melees it was too strong. It was doing 1.8 and now it's doing 1.6. I don't have R here. I'd rather not die. We get the Dark Harvest stack, and now it's off a cooldown since she's also dead. Same thing again. We get it back. We can use it again. That's why Dark Harvest Evelynn has the most carry potential out of all the Evelynns. Now Mumu's gonna get it. Ooh, come on, baby. Oh, she almost got the kill on me. That's GG's. We'll take a look at damage dealt, damage taken, runes. Let's see. Looking at damage ultimate champions, we had the most in the game. I'm absolutely shocked Scion had so much damage dealt. It's kind of wild. For damage taken, took a decent amount. Where we were limit testing, taking turret shots, and sticking in fights as long as we could before we R'd. Decent. For runes, really, really high value. Dark Harvest is amazing if you feel like you have some easy lanes to gank. It snowballs harder than Electrocute, since it technically infinitely scales. Every stack you get makes it slightly stronger, and for multi-target fights, it's oftentimes better. It's only viable though when Evelynn is highly viable. Whenever she's not very strong in the meta, when you take Dark Harvest, you can't quite get the kill and they get away with like 50 to 100 health, and that's where Electrocute makes the difference. But when Evelynn is viable, Dark Harvest, it's better. It just is. So we also have the Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, Ultimate Hunter. Once again, Relentless Hunter is also viable, slightly different play style. With Relentless Hunter, you're a little less reliant on needing to measure movement speed, since you can run them down regardless, and you're a little less reliant on the Rocket Belt movement speed. But with Ultimate Hunter, you're probably going to be dying less in team fights because your R's going to be up more often. And then obviously Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm, hard to go wrong with those. I have noticed that even in lower elo, games are tending to end faster with how overpowered dragons are, but still Absolute Focus, Gathering Storm, super strong. And if you look at the win rate and pick rate on Evelynn, it's outstanding. If you guys enjoyed this Dark Harvest Evelynn jungle video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is King Sticks. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.